This meeting is being recorded.
Well, there you go. We got a double win. All right. Well, everybody, welcome to the October edition of the Zoom meeting for Rotary E-Club of Southeast USA and Caribbean. This month, we were able to work it out where we have our S4TL student, Bella Longston, along as our speaker. Hopefully, we will have Zaid Abu Rahman, who was our last year's S4TL student, join us. He is up in Gainesville he's a freshman in pre-med at University of Florida, so hopefully he will be on. Anyway, you know me of little words, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn the program over to our president-elect, Malona, to introduce our program. Go for it.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. So I would like to introduce our S4TL student. She's basically a St. Petersburg Collegiate High School and the Vice President of Interact. She's involved in a lot of leadership activity at her school, such as she's the founder, president of the Ethics Club. She is also the co-captain of the Ethics board team, and she is a treasurer of the STEAM Club. So while she really enjoys being involved in the community, her end goal is to become an FBI agent, an FBI special agent. By doing so, her dream is basically either to work in the area of behavioral science unit, or, you know what is happening these days? Guess what? In the cyber crime department. So she really enjoys being involved in the community. And basically, she's kind of, happy to share what she has been gifted to receive. So without further ado, I will introduce Bella Longston. It's all yours now.
Hi, hello. Thank you, Malona. Should I share the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
Ready?
Oh.
I think you are on mute.
Yeah, you're on mute, Bella.
Sorry about that. Okay, so as Malona just introduced, I'm Bella Loxton from St. Pete Collegiate High School, and I'm here to talk about my S4TL experience. So first off, I wanted to start off with our day-to-day schedules. So basically, we had to wake up at around 7 o'clock a.m. in the morning. It wasn't something I was normally used to. It was a bit of an adjustment, but it was nice. I remember the first day there, we had dorm parents who are basically the people who watch over us during the nighttime and whatnot. She went ahead and knocked on all of our doors, and when she knocked on mine, I was really startled, and I actually ended up rolling off the bed. And yeah, it was an interesting morning. It was definitely pretty funny though. But yeah, at 7 a.m. we had about 30 minutes to get ready, and then we had recall outside, and then we headed to breakfast. In the mornings, or just anytime in general, but I remember during our first morning we had, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Boom Chicka Booms. I remember when I first got to S4TL, they were talking about how it's notorious at S4TL. And it's basically whenever they yell, they're like, somebody, it can be anybody, they yell boom chicka boom, and everybody else follows along. It was a great way to wake up in the morning. It was a lot of energy. It was great. You probably will hear me say that a lot when I talk about the general S4TL experience, because it really was. Everything about it was absolutely fantastic. So after we had our breakfast time, we usually had a little bit of a break, and then we'd have a speaker, or we would have an activity such as our Comic-Cons, which I'll talk about a little bit in the later slides. But during the breaks, I know this was something that I found a little weird, but it was actually, it came to be a part of our routine. I found it comforting after a while and pretty nice. We would dance after like all of our meals. It was it was a little bit strange, but I learned a lot of new dances at S4TL for sure. I think that's like one of the many things I've learned was like I learned like 5 different dances there. It was it was interesting for sure. And after our dances, I have right down here, we had our white shirts, which were James and Victoria, and they'd always have, I remember James would have like a little book of like jokes and whatnot he'd tell in the mornings just to get us like all waking up and stuff. It was very fun. Some of our speakers we had was Bobby Petrosoli, Tim Cusack, Eric
Bella,
Jackson.
Bella, sorry
Mhm.
sorry to interrupt. We are still on the first slide.
Oh, okay. It's still on the first slide, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Here, let me see. Oh yeah, it's just on the daily schedules. I have the list of the people I'm talking about right here. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. So basically, here's all the list of the people the speakers we had. They all were great. Yeah. So for the next slide, can you guys see the slide right here? Did it switch?
No, it's still on the first one.
Okay. Here, let me see.
So Zaid, join us.
There we go.
We go.
Yep. You're on mute, Bella. Computers, don't you love them?
Okay. Alrighty. Can you guys still see the slide?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So I was just going down the list of the speakers that we had, which was we first had Bobby Petrosoli, although the rest of them aren't in order. Tim Cusack, Eric Jackson, Albert Mensa, Lyman Hicks, Patrick Grady, Russ Peak, Carlos Ojeda, Patrick George, Cara Filler, and Harriet Turk. We had Bobby Petrosoli first, as I mentioned just a couple seconds ago. And I think his was probably like one of the most heart-wrenching ones that we had, which I think they kind of did that on purpose so that we'd have like the really tough ones first, and then we get to the more lighthearted, funner activities later. But yeah, all of the speakers were great and fantastic. So for our teams, I was in Team Pink, and they separated us into different color groups. And team hype was definitely really big. We had we made different chants every day that we all would like present in front of everybody in S4TL to like leave early and whatnot. This is my group in these photos over here. This is my team leader. Her name is Faith, and everybody there, it was just a really fun time. Okay, we also had dorm/dorm groups. Unfortunately, I didn't have any photos because I got a new phone in between the time of now and my S4TL time. But with our dorm groups, that's when we held that's who we held our rock sessions with. And yeah, my group was about like 6 to 7 people. I know some people, I think they had a little bit more in their dorm groups, but I liked having it the way that it was because it let me like get to know them a lot better. I personally had my own bedroom, but we shared like a living room space and a bathroom and whatnot. And I remember we stayed up late a lot of nights just talking and getting to know each other, and it was just really nice getting to hear everybody's stories and where they're from, what their ambitions are and whatnot. So I mentioned earlier some of the events that we did. So we had Comic-Con, a fashion show, and a talent show. For the Comic-Con, it was about bullying and like this is like the negative, like fighting the negative with the positive. This was my group right here.
Okay.
We made all the costumes, and I think ours was like more of like a stormy, like thunderstorm versus like a sunny day type of like thing is what we based it off. And we made like little areas where we had like a scene fighting out, and we had a poster and somebody explaining everything that was going on. And you got to walk around the entire the entire room to see everybody else's and what they did. It was really cool. We also had a fashion show with Cara Filler, and basically you made what she had us do was we made costumes for whoever we made our model to be, and every single piece on the model was supposed to represent something. So this was our model and our outfit that we made. Unfortunately, I don't have any photos from the talent show because they're really strict on not having your phones out and whatnot, of course, as they should be. But it was really cool. We had a karate demonstration. I remember there was a Broadway, like this girl was singing Beauty and the Beast in a Broadway form. It was really cool. It was
Hey,
just
Bella, you're still on the daily schedule slide, is what we're seeing.
Okay, let me see. I'm sorry about that. Okay, I see. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's,
Now
that's
we
an
can
event.
see.
There, okay.
Okay, I can go back. So this was our team groups. This was my group leader, Faith, and this was everybody else in my team for all the photos that you guys missed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's our Comic-Con display right over here.
Mhm.
And this, yeah, basically we got to go around the room with all of the displays looking similar to this. And that was our model right there. Okay, so for rap sessions, we usually started when the Rotarians first came out. We all made welcoming chants, and basically we all displayed those, and then we went to lunch together. I think this was probably one of the biggest perks about having the Rotarians come over was getting to talk to them during the lunches and the rap sessions. I personally, I learned a lot about what other people were doing with their schools and what Rotary was, and more about like everything regarding those terms by getting to talk with the Rotarians. I'll mention later how I used some of the things I learned from the Rotarians and my Interact Club because I was talking to two separate Rotarians about what they were doing and their projects and whatnot. And one of them had told me about how you could volunteer at like a restaurant or at any job service and not get paid, but instead have a percentage of your paycheck go to an organization that you want to donate money to, which I thought was a really cool idea. Although I presented that to my school and they said, unfortunately, we couldn't do that. But I did end up doing another one where, well, it's in the works right now, where I was talking to another Rotarian who so happened to be a sponsor at one of the schools that had an Interact Club. And they were talking to me about how they made an art mural at their school to represent like something they wanted, like a cause they wanted to focus on, which I'm also implementing at my school for a cause in order to help raise funds for it, which I'll talk about later. With our rap sessions, basically, I don't know if you guys are familiar or not, but we got to choose any topic we wanted to discuss or bring up or see somebody's point of view on, especially the Rotarians' point of view as adults, and they have a lot more world experience than we do. So it was really cool to get that experience and get to talk with everybody and learn more about stuff. I mentioned the speakers earlier. While all the speakers were absolutely fantastic, I did have my few select of favorites. Bobby Petrosoli was one of them, as I mentioned before. He had his larger message was "You matter, I matter, we matter," and he spoke of how his wife had like died when they were in their home because a like drunk driver drove into their house. It was really heart-wrenching to hear about, but he was talking about how you shouldn't live life on a day-to-day basis. You should live it on a moment-to-moment basis because anything can change in a moment. And it was just a really important message that I think everybody should hear. I even went home and found some clips of him online and showed it to my mom because I was just so moved by him. I also, a little bit more of an aggressive approach was Layman Hicks. He was just telling us to get up and do it. And like, he was telling us how like, you shouldn't expect others to follow you if you're not passionate and you don't believe and you wouldn't do what you're trying to preach and get other people to do. He just had some really good leadership skills that you should hold and do and practice every day. As well, Harriet Turk, her main motto was "This ain't your dream." And she was talking about how you shouldn't let others bring you down and like, it's your dream, it's your passion, so you should go ahead and follow it. And despite what other people are saying, because it's not their dream. That was her big motto there. So some of my takeaways that I took away from this were teamwork, self-improvement, working towards a better goal, and defining oneself. So these were all points that almost all the speakers touched in. At least one of the points had been brought up with at least all the speakers at one point or another. A lot of the speakers, I didn't mention them, but there was quite a few who did give us like really great icebreaker tips. I remember we did a couple activities. One of them was like we would find a person and we would ask them questions for 1 minute on end without saying the word I or me, just to get until you find some common ground between the two of you and something that you can bond over. There was also another one where this is where my group, we personally really bonded over, was there was another one where the presenter had a PowerPoint where they were asked like, what's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done? What is your favorite color? Like just, it could be like simplistic to really like more in-depth questions that we all went around and got to say, and that's when my team really bonded. I used a lot of those icebreakers actually with my other clubs in order for us to all get to know each other better, and they work fantastically. So I'm really grateful for not only getting to have like the internal and like learning that the motivational speakers bring, but also things that you can actually apply with your other groups and with your other leadership activities, which was really nice. So applications, like what I've done since S4TL, or what I've taken away that I'm able to use. I mentioned team building skills back before in the last slide. That also brings into the slide as well. I will get to the Interact Club because I did mention it earlier, but I also have a separate slide for that that goes a little bit more in depth. So social ability and networking. So me personally, before S4TL, I'm really good at business and being like straightforward to the point, and that's why I had my leadership positions that I was in. Although I wasn't very great at like talking to people straight off the bat, which was something that S4TL helped a lot with. I remember we had this scavenger hunt activity where we had to go up to the Rotarians and ask them questions, and whatever team got the most points like won at the end of the day. So me and this other kid got partnered up, and they were similar to me where they didn't really like starting conversations and whatnot. I remember they went up to this one Rotarian and they're like, hey, and then they said, and the Rotarian just went, hello, and then he literally, my partner, he said to me, okay, now it's your turn, you can talk. And I was like, oh no, because I was so nervous. I'm not used to doing that. I remember being a little bit mad at him at the time for it. I'm really grateful now though, because it was an experience that I don't think I would have been comfortable doing any other time. And you know, they always say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Oh, that's really cheesy. It's true. After that, I started talking with him, and it was a lot easier once I got started, and I've actually started doing it more and more. It lets me talk and meet a lot of new people and fantastic people at that. So it was it was definitely at the time very stressful, but I'm really grateful for it because I'm able to do it now a lot more comfortably, which I know I would not have been able to do without S4TL. Okay, so for my application project that I'm doing for Interact this year is art for children in need. So I want to bring awareness to child poverty. That's one of the main topics I like to focus on because I think it's really important that it's brought awareness to. So since I go to St. Pete Collegiate, we have the high school portion and the college portion. So for this event, I want to mix the two together, and we have something called the quad, which is basically just a field in the middle of the school, where I'm gonna get a giant poster and have everybody try to do like their handprint on it, and like one handprint is $1, and I'm going to send those donations to an organization that focuses on child poverty and feeding children in need. And that was the art. It was inspired by the art mural project that one of the Rotarians was telling me about when I got to speak with them, because I would have honestly never thought to do anything like that, to bring art and awareness together, which I think was a fantastic idea. So that's all I have for my S4TL experience talk. Does anybody have any questions?
First of all, congratulations. Thank you, Bella, for this amazing presentation.
All right, thank you for listening.
Okay, so I went ahead and took you off screen share. Thanks, Bella. We got to meet briefly when Will and I came in and picked you up. we have with us this evening Zaid Abu-Rahman, who was our last year's S4TL student. And welcome, Zaid. Long time no see.
Just a few days.
A neighbor of ours lives across the street from us, and he actually helped me do some cleanup and pickup in our front yard just a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And then Malona said, we should invite him. I'm like, wow, geez, that's a great idea.
Yeah, good to see you, Zaid.
Yeah. Of course.
Zaid when he went to S4TL, it was during COVID, and it was a hybrid. So there were quite a few differences, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of differences. I would say, like, I guess, like, obviously she was able to stay in like a dorm and like stay with her group mates, which was something I couldn't do because they weren't quite allowing that. But a lot of what I heard from her is like similar to what like I experienced. Like, I remember Bob Pacelli was like the big one that we heard that was really touching, and then just kind of overall like just building leadership skills and interacting with people like our own age that are kind of like high achieving and really want to further their skills. And I felt like, I mean, a lot of what she said resonated with what I felt I came out of like S4TL with like obviously like small changes, you know, like obviously we didn't get as much time together in my groups, but I still felt like I came away with like a really strong connection with the people that I was with.
Question, Zaid. Is there anything from your S4TL experience that has helped you as you've entered college here?
Yeah. I would say a lot of it has, like up here at UF, it's a really difficult and challenging environment. Not only just like with school, it's also socially and just trying to find your way. And I felt like just on the most like simple level of like communication and being social, like S4TL really helped me to try and like open up, and now I feel a lot more comfortable in my own self so that I can go out and, you know, just socially interact, you know, and make friends with people up here. And then obviously I felt like the leadership aspects that I came out of S4TL with like also helped me now, you know, just being a leader and not only just the classroom, but outside in my community. Like I'm starting volunteer work for a developmental school down the street from us here and doing other sorts of research that I can take leadership roles in. And a lot of what I learned there, I feel like I'm still applying today, and I probably will apply in the future as well.
Great.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So Bella, what you're a senior. Where do you plan on going from here?
I have a couple colleges I'm looking at. Right now, one of my biggest ones was Florida Gulf Coast, although that's in Fort Myers. So I don't know how that's all going to turn out. I'm also looking at UCF, USF, Florida International, and Miami. I mean, my dream is FSU right now. That'd be really nice if I could get into there, but I know it's getting more difficult. So even if I don't get in, I'm still considering transferring because they have a really good cyber criminology program there that I'm looking into.
Cool. And you believe that you could take what you've gained from S4TL, like Zaid has, and apply it?
Yeah, definitely. I already have been, but I feel like especially in college, S4TL kind of, as well as what you've learned there, it also represents that college experience. You're in a dorm with a whole bunch of people who also they come from different parts of Florida, from different places, and the experience all together, it's just, I feel like in general, it was kind of like a taste of what college would be like as well. And on top of like the actual experience and like what it was being there with a whole bunch of people from different places, it's also what you learn there. And like honestly, like I mentioned before with like the socializing thing and whatnot, I feel like S4TL definitely helped me grow a lot there.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we look forward every year to having our club send at least one student. So
That's right.
yeah.
Awesome. That's one thing about our e-club. Although it's not a huge club, we participate in a wide range of Rotary activities. You know, S4TL, Rotary Youth Exchange, which has started up again. the shelter box disaster preparedness packages that we send all over the world, that Rotary sends all over the world. We buy one of those at $1,000 every year. So a lot of things that we do. And, you know, there are people all over America who sit back, watch TV and say, gosh, I wish we had better leaders. And Rotary's trying to help create those from the ground up. And we appreciate you guys participating in that. We love to help.
Yeah,
Of course.
we've enjoyed having both of you.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I have a big community soon, so go Gator.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, my daughter was at UF. She graduated from law school at UF.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's a really good school. They're becoming
Yeah.
much better. I think they just ranked in the fifth position for public universities, so it's a good
That's
school.
right. Yeah.
And
I used to-
my brother went
was there
through
too?
the exact same program Zaid's in right now. So I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
get those two connected on
That's
down the
right.
line. Yeah, yeah.
Amazing.
So
Yes.
cool. Good. You could see Zaid looks like he's in his dorm room.
Yep, I'm in the dorm room, just
Yay.
studying away.
How do you like it?
It's good. I have an honors dorm, so it's a little better. It's like a suite, and I share my bathroom with two people across from me. So it's not like I have to do community showers and stuff, which is good.
Ah,
And there's a little bit better, living space and whatnot. I got my Xbox with me, so I'm pretty set.
yeah,
Yeah.
VIP.
Yeah, that's right. You deserve it.
Yeah, platinum club dormitory.
Yeah, pretty much. Up here
That's
at UF,
cool.
a shared shower with only two people is pretty rare.
Yeah,
You have to
Wow.
that's
a whole
cool.
hall in your shower.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
And Bella, we definitely want to stay in touch with you and hope you stay, likewise, you stay in touch with us. And would love to have this happen again next year where we can bring, our next S4TL student on and maybe have both of you again join us and get this would be a really cool thing. I'm proud of both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good job. Congratulations.
Thank you. All right. Any other questions for Bella? Or Zaid?
No. Sounds like it was crystal clear, Bella. So good
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. You get the bugs wrung out. It's good. Always good. All right. Well, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
Okay,
You're
thank you, Bella.
welcome.
All right. You guys have a
Alright.
good night.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Evening.
Bye, Bella.
And Zaid, you're welcome to stay on, or you can go ahead and enjoy your evening in your dorm.
All right. Well, I got to get back to some school, but thank you guys so much for inviting
Well,
me
thank
back on.
you.
Okay, thank you, Zaid.
Thank you. Thanks
you.
for
Have a good
taking the
evening.
time.
No
And
problem.
good
You guys
luck.
enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Hey,
All right.
Ray, I wanted to ask you, did you have any damage from the storm up your way near Jacksonville?
No, no. In fact, we had wind and rain, but no, and ironically, Robin, who is always hit in the Panhandle, that's where the hurricanes usually go.
Right.
He invited me over to stay safe in the Panhandle. But
Wow.
we didn't need to do that.
Okay, good.
Wow. Well, real quick, that leads me into on the next thing I wanted to talk about real quick. I know it's gone out district wide from our district governor and from Chris Casella, which is our district governor-elect. There is
We're sitting here watching a Zoom meeting.
well, I'm with my dad on mute here. There you go. Got the power. There is a call out district-wide for supplies to be donated. There are, I believe, well, there's several drop-off sites from North District down to South District.
Yeah. This
Um,
for hurricane relief,
This
right?
is for hurricane relief
Yes.
for basically, it's gonna be District 6960 that got hit the hardest, which is Bradenton on down Naples, Cape Coral. Vince Cataro, he was gonna try to be on the meeting tonight. He is a city planner for Cape Coral, and he's working 12-hour shifts. He might have water at his house. He was, they finally got water to the hospital, which within his region. But anyway, there is a district specific supply list for Rotarians, friends and family too, to take to designated drop-off areas within our district. Now, those club members that are not within our district proper, I strongly suggest that you check with other chair clubs in your area or with district district people in your area and see what their list is and see where their drop-off points are. We have been given a deadline of this Friday. Take stuff. My goodness, there's our district AG right there. We'll bring him in, and I'm actually going to have him actually talk a little bit more about that. So anyway, like I said, there was a Friday deadline. There are also, I think, Malona, there's a church close to you where you can
Yes.
donate. There's Will and I are kind of in a weird place in our district, but we have another Rotarian within our area of the district that's accepting stuff. Mr. Bryant, hey, you showed up just in time. If you wouldn't mind muting yourself,
Hi,
and you
everybody.
can tell us a little bit more. We were just talking about the donations for the hurricane relief.
Yeah,
Now, several of our members, we've got Malona, myself, of course, PDG Will, and then Andy Hammond are in the district proper.
okay.
But we've got several members online here, and several members will see this recording that do not live within the district proper. So
Yeah. Well, in terms of the stuff kind of thing, yeah, we have there's those drop-off points throughout the county. I mean, throughout the 4-county area. So there's somewhere close, and then plus many of the clubs, the local clubs are also doing their own thing. And my light just went out. Scared me. Yeah, one of the several clubs are doing their own thing. So for instance, our club is we have Mike Schultz, who has an auto dealership that we use on a regular basis. So he's going to accumulate stuff there, and then we're going to kick that over to the drop-off site. One of the main drop-off is going to be that First Baptist Church over on Gandy Boulevard. So that's for us is the main location that will get it. And then of course, if there's dollars that people want to give, that's going directly to the District 6950 fund. And then they're going to at some point cut a check, down to I guess to the District 6960 office so that people can access it that way. And I do also know that there's been a couple different trips. I know some folks from the Largo Club actually put together barbecue sandwiches last weekend and drove down and fed people, so there's those kind of individual efforts going on too. But yeah, if you know other folks and if you want to get more deeply involved, also I'm willing to come and pick up stuff. So I just officially retired, so I have all this free time that I didn't know I used to have. So yeah. So I'm willing to do some of that too. And so the biggest thing is that for this first round, they're trying to get everything done as much as possible by Friday, so that on Saturday they can drive the stuff down. So that's what the big plan is. So if you want to, contribute anything, yeah, try and get it, you know, to one of those locations. And again, any of the clubs, you know, you can call me, you know, call the actually is also doing, Scott McLean has an office up on Clearwater Lago Road,
Yeah.
and he's accepting stuff as well. And the Old Florida Brewery is going to be involved with us too. So there's a bunch of places that you can drop stuff off. And again, what they're asking is the stuff that's on that list. And one of the things they said, no clothes, no clothing. So that's one of the biggest things, no clothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alicia, you have the list.
I do have the
Yeah.
list, and I send it out actually to all of the club members within the district proper, because it is, if I'm not mistaken, it is a district specific list. Other
Right.
districts have other different
Yeah.
varied lists. So we've got, you know, like I said, a few members online right now that actually live within other districts. So if they were to check with their district
Right.
leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so that everybody knows something about how the behind the scenes works in a disaster. For Rotary perspective, district governors get in touch with each other. And it is generally through the district governors that process on a large scale starts. And that's why, you know, District 6960 will say, hey, don't send us any clothes, but we do need this list, excuse me,
Yes,
of things. Wow.
yes.
So anyway, the district governors communicate regularly when there is an event like this.
Yeah. Which is, you know, I think it's just a great opportunity. And then on top of that, you know, knowing that all the donations are really going to, for real, get to the people is also, you know, a marvelous thing. One of the things I did is I was emceeing a program, you know, a church program yesterday, and the guy that was being installed as new pastor decided that, you know, that at the end of the service he was going to ask for donations, and so I should be getting a pretty significant check from them. You know, so we're asking people to do those kind of things where if you ever have a chance to communicate with people and ask them to participate, that's also a great opportunity to expand the effort. And it also fits into, you know, kind of what we've been talking about in terms of membership. You know, it's kind of like a service project, and it's a way to introduce people to Rotary, you know, in a very positive way. You know, and so hopefully maybe even out of this tragedy will still come, you know, some great opportunities for us to get some new members. I will say that I have not heard anything about any Rotarians in terms of hopefully no deaths that I have heard about. Nobody's, you know, mentioned that at all, or kind of where people are, you know, in terms of Rotarians, in terms of their personal losses. So you know, I'm sure that'll come at some point, you know, as they kind of think about things and figure out how to communicate.
Well, our foundation, our club foundation chair, PDG Vince Cataro, is a city planner for Cape Coral. And so Will and I have been in touch with him, and we don't know, last time we talked to him, he didn't have water yet. The hospital, you know, nearby him had water, but we are staying in touch with them. I mean,
Okay.
They got hit pretty hard. He's working 12-hour shifts though right now, so he was hoping to be on tonight, but we definitely understand why he's not.
Yeah.
So okay, so that's great. We can keep each other updated on that, and we've made the decision with our club, since we've got 5 people in our club that actually go from all the way from North District down to South District, that we can cover, you know, those areas in donating items. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shift gears. Thanks, Brennan, for coming on at the appropriate moment.
Congratulations on the retirement.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm gonna shift this real quick. We do have our own club fundraiser now, which we actually have put slightly on the back burner because of Hurricane Ian. But we, our club member, Bertie Dan, and her son have an online printing shop, so to speak, and they have, she and her son and Will and I have spent countless hours and going back and forth between RI and the design and the wording and whatnot. We have finally have a design for a t-shirt that we are selling online in conjunction with a Rotary Club in Punta Gorda.
This is for Ukraine.
Yeah,
For support for
yeah, I was
Ukraine.
getting there to raise funds for Ukraine. The money is going to go to, the proceeds are going to go to a Rotary Club in Poland, which has connections with the Ukrainians, clubs in Ukraine for sending any kind of supplies they need. And they're also have secured a trucking company, a Ukrainian trucking company. So that is going to, it's already on our Facebook page. Our club members know. We are going to hit it because of the hurricane. We have decided to postpone it hitting the district until November 1.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and we got RI approval to
Yeah,
use their logo and the club names. That was a long process.
That was
believe
long.
me.
Well,
Yeah.
but we got it. So or you know, the shop is up and running. So if anybody goes right now on our Facebook page, but like I said, we will have it on district venue 1st of November.
Okay.
So anything else for the good of the club? No, sure, sweet. Real quick, we're not, since well, we're not going to have a BOD meeting this evening. So I have to tell Ray one thing real quick. Liz is on the books.
Oh, really? You just made my day.
Oh, I'm bad. Yeah, this is a real short BOD section of the meeting. Yeah. Whatever, we finally did it. It worked. She couldn't make it to the meeting this evening because she's got a friend whose oxygen ran out due to the storm. So she's helping that friend this evening. But she is on the books. She's ready to go.
Yeah, we had a terrible time getting her on the books with Wells Fargo. It was just a real go rope.
So,
Yeah.
but we did it.
Good job.
Yeah. Yeah. And we will
job.
be, Will and I will be redoing the small section of our bylaws just to signify that the president, the secretary, and the treasurer will be main, what do I want to say, executives and the account executives. So, and that will come up for a BOD vote within the next month. So, anything
Work in
else?
progress.
Yes, yes. And I have to thank Malona because I have I get on, of course, our club's Facebook page on a regular basis, which we do need to get you on as an editor, but almost every day somebody new likes our Facebook page. And I was in conversation with Malona a few days back. I said, you wouldn't happen to have anything to do with this, do you?
He's running out of power.
Yeah. Back up behind me. So we have almost 1,000 followers on our Facebook page now. So
Congratulations. So yeah, hopefully next month we're gonna check with Andy. I know, with the hurricane and so I know Andy is working on the LinkedIn page.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we'll see where we are.
Yep. I see he's on.
It's on. Oh, Andy, would you like to give us a quick update?
Let's see if he's on.
Oh, yeah, I can see.
Oh, he's there, but he might not be.
Yeah. Don't be shy.
That's okay. So we've got that going. Yeah. And just keep on doing.
Yeah. All
Right.
I think everybody's tired with the hurricane, so.
Yeah. Played pickup sticks for a day and a half here, even though we didn't get that hard hit. And I know you were traveling back and forth. So yeah, I said my dad was probably the only one that didn't have to worry too much about it since he's up in Ohio.
I think he was worried about you guys, right?
Yeah, well, as I said, he was the one that said, hey, we got this huge cold front that came through, and it's gonna, if it comes down there your way quick enough, it's gonna push that storm south, and it did. So anyway, yeah, I would definitely encourage everybody to donate what you can. If you need the list, if you're within D6950 proper and you need the list again, let me know. I'll go ahead and resend it out. Otherwise, check with the district that you're actually living in and see if they've got a list for donations. And then get on our Facebook page and check out the website for the t-shirt for Ukraine. And we'll be, with next couple weeks, we'll be emphasizing that even more.
Okay. Excellent.
And then Rashid, it's good to see that you're on.
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Where do you live exactly?
St. Petersburg, but I'm in Georgia right now.
Oh, okay. All right. So you weren't hit too bad either way.
Well, took the easy route and left town.
Gotcha.
Wasn't sure where it was going to go, and the Tampa Bay area has been able to miss a lot of storms, but I'm sure sooner or later something's going to come through there.
Yeah. Now it was amazing to see. We went from a potential 12-foot storm surge to a deficit, and to see the seabed going out as far as it did was something else. So we're glad that that you're okay and everybody else.
Well, if it had come based on what people normally do, most folks would have been on the highway, because I'm sure Tampa Bay has really grown. They get way over 1 million folks. And even though they expanded the highways, during rush hour, you're usually doing about 3 to 5 miles an hour. So if you put on more folks that were coming up from the south, trying to get away from it, with the folks that live in the Tampa Bay area, you'd have had a mess. You'd have had a lot of lives lost.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we're glad you're okay. Liz Fields, our club treasurer, is also the executive main person at Rotary Camp Florida, and that's in Brandon. And they did lose power, but their camp made it through okay. Lots of limbs, and he said all the moss came down, so they had a lot of picking up to do. But yeah, it sounds like this area made okay. If anybody everybody's more than welcome to try to get in touch with Vince. He's actually, you know, if you send a text or an email to him, he will respond. Just kind of reach out and, you know, see if there's even anything else that he needs. But and Harold Friend, a past district governor, Harold Friend is also in our club. He's a neurologist down in Naples. He works 70 to 80-hour weeks. Reach out to him also.
Can you say the name again? Who is that?
Harold Friend, he's past district governor.
Okay.
He's down in Naples. He's a
Nepal.
neurosurgeon down in Naples.
Say, what was the name of the place in Tampa, correction, in Brandon? Was it Camp Florida? Was that?
Yeah,
the name of it?
Rotary's Camp Florida.
Well, for those of you that don't know, our club made a donation a number of years ago to it, and we had the opportunity to present the check to them and take some pictures, and we sent some back. So they should be in our archives if you want to look at some pictures of Camp Florida.
Yep. Well, that's great. Yeah, they should still. But I should go ahead and look online, see if I can pull some of those up and put it on the meeting thread. And I'm actually on the board of directors for the camp, so I try to get out there as often as I can. But like I said, Liz, who's the executive head honcho there, she's our club treasurer. So it's, yeah, if anybody gets a chance to go out to that camp, it's beautiful. It might be a little messy right now, but it's a beautiful camp. So.
You
All right.
go there when you come back.
Yes, we will do that. We will hijack Birdie, and the three of us will go.
Excellent.
So anyway, oh, and we also have, well, this will be for another program. Malona's got a program that we're trying to hopefully start up at the camp. I have an extracurricular program that she has mentioned before. And so I think that's about it. Anything else?
No, I think we covered.
Okay, I think we did. I think we got it.
Mhm.
So, all right. Well, we'll end with everything that Rotarians say and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned?
Earned, will it
Will
build
it build goodwill and better
better
friendships?
friendships?
Is it beneficial
Will
to
it
all
be beneficial
concerned?
to all concerned?
And once
Make
again,
it
happy
fun.
birthday, Dad.
Make it fun.
Yeah, make it fun. Woohoo!
Make it fun.
Oh, there's Andy. Andy, do you want to give us a report real quick on LinkedIn?
Well, I need to get your, Alicia, I need to get your login information. I can't do it, email, because mine are all used. So I'm
Okay.
having, so if you send me what I can use, I can do it, because with my computers, whatever, it won't take anything. So I've been trying and trying. So once I can get that, I know I can get that up pretty quick, and then we can share that around to get that going.
Okay. Okay,
So
cool. Cool.
So
And
send
we
me what you have. And I also reached out to Will. I know he asked for some stuff, so I think he got that, some comments on what he wanted to send for marketing.
Yeah.
So hopefully he got that.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good. All right.
But
Thank you.
if you get that to me this week, I will get something up
All right.
and get it going.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. All right.
Right.
It's been an evening, people. Thanks for joining in, and I'm going to go ahead and